Good afternoon, students. Uh, the today topic is exception handling. In that, we are going to discuss. Am I audible to everyone? Am I audible? Okay, fine. Okay, the next topic is exception handling. In this exception handling, before going to exception handling, last class we have discussed the file operations, right? Today we are going to see about the exception handling topic. Before that, we are going to discuss what is the error and what kind of errors. That is what the type of errors there. So we are going to discuss errors. Then we go for exceptions handling. Usually we have seen many error message while doing the programs, right? So the error message having been more than that mentioned, because we have tried many examples. When you tried that, you have to see some kind of errors. They may be a syntax error, or it may be a exception error. It may be a syntax error or exceptions. When you go for the syntax error, usually what is mean by error first? When you go for the error is the mistake in that is we have mistakenly typed some keywords for instead of the correct spelling. We have mistyped, we have missed something else. For we have to miss if else, then we else statement we have missed, that will be a syntax error. Or we have typed some mistakenly entered the wrong spellings, etc., etc. These are also called error. And what is mean by exception? When you go for the exception, how we will say the exception? Exceptions, or if, for example, if using if statement, or you can place if you are using the if statement or some expression, it may cause the error when they attempt to execute, because the errors detected during the execution are called errors, or detected during the execution are called exceptions. Errors detected during the execution or called exceptions. So error is normally we the programmer has been do some mistakes, that is called error. When we using the execution time, for example, some statement missing, or some like the way how exception handling is nothing but how we have to handle those errors by your programmer. So it is called exception handling. So here, first thing we are going to see, that is what is mean by error. The error is nothing but error is the mistake in Python. Also, it is referred as a bug. There are almost always it is the fault of the programmer, and it is the process of finding and eliminating the errors is called debugging. So here we are having some types of error, that is syntax error, compile time error, runtime error. So how we have to classify, how we have to differentiate those errors? What is mean by, first thing we are going to see what is mean by syntax error. The syntax, there are three types of error. Error is nothing but it is the mistake. It will be done by a programmer side. So when you find the error, that is called debugging. When you go for the error execution time, it will be some exception. Finding the error, it is called exception. Then what is meant by exception handling? Exception handling is nothing but how the way we have to handle those exceptions in any language. It is a programming language, that is called exception handling. Here there are three types of error. One is syntax error, the next one is compile time error, the third one is the runtime error. So first one, syntax error. The syntax errors or the errors which is displayed when the programmers have the do some mistakes. That is called the syntax error. When you use if condition, that is if instead of if you have typed off, so it is some kind of mistake when while doing the typing. So you have to mistakenly type a wrong keyword. Then the first thing, leaving out a keyword, leaving out of a symbol such as colon, comma, brackets. So misspelling the keyword, incorrect intent. So these are all the syntax error. Here when you writing the program, then we have to we want to write the syntax correctly, otherwise it will be show some errors. So leaving out a keyword, sometimes we have missed some, for example, when you use the if else, we have missed the else, what will be happen, it will be shows the error, right? So like we have missed some keyword, that is leaving out a keyword. Then leaving out a symbol, a colon, comma, brackets, like this we have missed, that is called that is also syntax error. Then misspelling a keyword, that is also syntax error. Incorrect intent, these are all called syntax error. These are all called syntax error. Next one, runtime errors. What does mean by runtime errors? If your that is syntactically correct, that is, but free of the syntax error, will be run by the Python error. What are the example for this runtime error? That is the division by zero, performing the operation on incompatible types, that is data types. Another one, using an identifier which has not been defined, and trying to access the file which doesn't exist. So these are all the example for the runtime errors. When the program is having some execution error, that is it will be executed, but it does not provide the proper output, that is called runtime errors. So the next one, logical error. The logical errors or the errors that is more difficult to fix, that is logically if you do some task, we know the task, but while implementing we will do some mistakes in implementation, that will be called logical error. So here the logical errors are the most difficult to fix. Just a minute. 2 minutes. Okay, the logical errors are the most difficult to fix. There are when the program runs without crashing but produces the incorrect result. So because of using the wrong variable name, intention of the block to be in the wrong level, using the integer division instead of the floating division, getting the operator precedence is wrong. Like these are all called logical errors. So these are all the errors and the error types. Then next one is the exception handling. Exception handling. So, what is mean by exceptions? An exception is an error that happens during the execution of the program when the error occurs. That is the exception. Errors in Python, that is input-output error if the file cannot be opened. Another one is there are what kind of errors we have in Python. One is IO error. Second one is import error. Third one is value error. There are three types of errors or available in Python. One is input output error, that is IO error, that is called IO error. Another one import error. Third one is the value error. If the file cannot be opened, then it is called IO error. Then import error. If Python cannot be find any module, that is called import error. The next one, value error. When the value errors is the built-in operation or function receives the arguments in the right type, but it has been entered some inappropriate value. That is a key. It may be a keyboard interpret or end of the file error. So it may be a when the value error has been raised. One may be a keyboard interrupt. Another may be end of the file error. When the keyboard interrupt is the raised when the user hits the interrupt. Another one, end of the file error, that is raised. It has been raised one of the built-in function, that is input or the end of the file condition without reading any data. These are all the three errors will be available in the Python. So, how to handle the exception? How to handle the exception in Python? That is, there are five methods to handling the exception in Python. The first one is try except. Try except. The second one is try multiple except. The third one is try except else. And fourth one is raise exception. The fifth one is try except finally. These are all the mechanism, that is the exception handling mechanism. It is available in Python. The first one, try except. How it will be handling the errors. The try except statement. The first one, try except statement. Then in this syntax is here. Listen, when you use the try except statement, we have to use with try intent, that is the keyword, then accept keyword, that is when you use the try and accept. Here after the try we have to give some statement, then under on exception part we after here we have to given the conditions, then in the accept statement we have to find what are the errors will be, or where we have to, that is the first try statement, that is the try keyword. It is used to first it may be having n number of statements between the try and except keyword. Is first what are the statement, what are the conditions we have given in the try, in between the try and except, the first those statement will be executed. If there is no exception occur, there is no exception occurs, the except cause has been except cause is skipped and execution of the try statement is finished. Try statement is finished. the first we have to execute the in between statement, that try and accept. What are the statement we have to given, that will be executed, the statement will be executed, that is within try and accept statement. These those statement will be executed if there is no exception occur. Then the statement will be skipped. Then ex, um, except statement will be skipped and the execution of try statement is finished. If exception has been occurred during the execution of try phase, then the rest of statement has been skipped if it is matches with exception named. After the exception keyword, the except process has been executed, then it will be continuous after the try statement. Here, if this no exception occur, it will be execute the try statement and it has been skipped the exception. It has been skipped the exception. If suppose an exception has been occurred during the execution of try phase, that is after the try keyword we have written some statement, right? Those statement, if there is any exception has been occurred, the rest of that is rest of statement will be skipped in the, then the exception name, what is the after the keyword, that is except keyword, there is a except keyword, right? After the except keyword has been executed, if in whatever the statement, the exception will be occur, automatically remaining statement will be skipped. It will be go to the except keyword, except keyword, then it will be execute continuous after the try statement only. So here when you go for the example, just a minute. Listen here. First we have take x plus that is x and y is the input here. Then try, we have given some statement here, that is result and print result. When you given the value of x and y, then it will be automatically execute those value and it will be exit. Suppose when while giving the according to your input, it will be find some, or it will be create some error, then automatically where what will be executed, that is the exception, except is the keyword, that is zero division by error. Automatically it will be print the division by zero error. When you are it is a simple example, you know already what will be happen this, if you are taking the value according to your value, it will be execution will be done here. So if you are taking the proper value, it will automatically this will be executed and it will be print the result. This statement will be skipped. This statement will be skipped. So suppose if the error will be occur here, that is zero division error will be occur in the particular statement, automatically the print statement will be skipped. The print statement will be skipped. The print statement will be skipped and it will be go for the exception statement, that is the except statement, and it will be look at when where the keyword is available, then it will be print the that statement. That is whenever if you given more number of statement here, automatically wherever the error will be occur, automatically it will be skip remaining statement and automatically go for the except statement, and it will be executing what are the statement which is available in the exception part, it will be execute those statement. So when you go for listen, that is the one of the example, that is 10 and 5. If it will be divided by 10 and 5, here there is the value, that is the x value is 10. Then we have to x minus y, we are having a 5. Then it will be automatically, we have a result of those values. Then suppose if you are given the wrong option for the zero, the minimum value of those, how to say that, just I will give some other example to you. Suppose when you take the both x and y value is 10. When you take both x and y value is 10, what will be happen? It will be automatically division by 0. So that is the difference. When you using the try statement, that is what are the statement we have given in, that is whatever the operation we have mentioned in the try statement. First, it will be check the operation will be, that is there is no exception, that is no error, automatically it will be skip the exception statement, it will be skip the exception statement. Suppose if the error will be occur in any statement, automatically after that, if there is any number of statement will be available, it will be skipped all those statement and directly go for the exception. So it will be catch the error and it will be produced, this is the error. So before it will be shows the error, we have to find that is the exception, we have to give some statement for that. Then it will be automatically, it will be it cannot be show the error, automatically it will be skip that part and automatically go for the go and print the division by 0 error. Just a minute. sorry for the interruption. Listen, next one, the try multiple except statement. Try the second one is try multiple except statements. Here the exception type must be different for the exception statement. Here the syntax is that is try, then we have to given the statement, then except error one, then statement, except that the except is the keyword here. Just a minute. It will be the same sentence. 2 minutes. Sorry, it was a wrongly typed. Listen, here the keyword first should be the try, then we have to given some statement, then the except is the we are same like your previous one. Here the try except statement is try except. The here only we have to use only the single try, and we have to use the except keyword, that is try and except. Next one is the say try multiple except, that is multiple except statement. Here that is the like a previous first one, we have to try use the keyword try, then we have to execute some statement. Whenever the error is occurred, the remaining statement will be skipped. So automatically it go for the wherever the error is occurred, automatically it go for the except keyword. If the error according to the error, it will be how it will be taken, that is when you go for that it will be according to the error, it will be go for the error number, that is exception 1. Maybe for the first it may be a first error, or it may be according to the second error. We have to use the previously we have given only one error, that is division by 0. If the error occur, automatically it go catch, that is it will be detected and it will be go for the part. Here we are having we are using a more than one except statement, that is the multiple except statement. So according to the error, it will be execute the except statement. It will be execute the except statement. Here, whatever the statement we have executed in the try part. So if any error occur, according to the error number, that is here, that is the number we have given in a syntax. Instead of that, when you use the program, we have to write the code for each and every error. So according to the error, it will be execute the below statement. That is the different. Here we are giving only one exception. So look at this program. We have to given the except it is maybe a zero division error. Like the way we have to define some more errors in each statement. So that is called try multiple except statement. Try multiple except statement. Here the exception type must be a different for except. Each and exception must be different for exception statement. So each and every statement, that is the exception error 1, it may be having a different statement. Here it may be a different, another one also the different. So we have to define the operation over here. Then remaining according to the error, it may be a error 1, or it may be a error 2, or it may be a error 3. So according to the error, it will be execute the below statement. So when you take this as example, we are given the taking the input x and y, we will get the user input for the x and y value, then try. So we are having two operations here. One is the sum, another one is the division. One is the sum, another one is the division. So we have print according to the value. First we have what we will this given here, sum equal to x plus y. When you get the input for x and y, it will be added and it will be stored in sum. Like the way when you taking the value of x and y, it will be divided and it will be stored in the variable. So here after that what we will do, we have to print the x and y and sum, x, y and sum. Like the way we have to print x, y and division, x that is a divide value. After division of the x and y, we have to store that value in divide variable. Like the way we have to use the sum and divide is the variable. After operation done, the remaining answer will be stored in sum and divide. So here the exception name error. Another one is the listen exception name error. This is the error one. So another keyword, this is the same exception keyword will be in the both place, but here the name here the error name is called name error, that is one. That is, this is the exception error one. Then next one is the exception error two. Here zero division error, that is the exception number two. So it may, when you use the two exception conditions here. One is it may be a naming error or it may be a division by zero. It may be a division by zero. So according to that, it will be act which statement will be executed here, or it is based on the value. So when you go for the output of this program, first we have to take it that when you x is 10, then y is 5, then sum of x and y is 15, then division of value is 10, and 5 is 2. So when you enter the both are first x value is, for example, just I will write here, the x is 15, then y is 5. So first we have to add both. The sum x plus y is automatically 20. Automatically 20. So when you go for division, automatically what is the x value? That is, x value is 15, then y value is 5. So what will be the answer? 3. So here the first answer is correct and the second answer is also correct. There is no logical error here. So automatically what will be happen after completion of these two process, then it will be go for the printing the xy value and the sum value, the sum of x and y, then we have to equal to sum. What is the sum value of the first one? It is the 15 plus 20. So automatically what is the sum of 15 and 5 equal to 20, that is, it will be printed. Next one, it is the division of 15 and 5 is the answer is, what is the answer is the 3. So automatically the 20 and 3 is printed in and here, and automatically this percentage d is the 15 and 5, like the way here also it will be print. So the next one, suppose when you given the value is 15, the y value is automatically according to the error, we have to give some other if you are given the value is perfectly matched, automatically it will be print the without any error. So automatically when you executing with these values, the exception has been it has been omitted. So automatically these four lines cannot be executed. Suppose when you taking the value is different values, how we have to take, and some other value, um, The first one, enter the x value may be a the same value. We will take the x, or we will take x is 10, then y is 0. Automatically what will be happen, this when you add the sum value x plus y is added, then when you divide, automatically it will be a divide by 0 error. Automatically when this operation has been over, what will be happen, it automatically call the error, that is division by 0, that is it call the second one. It calls the second one. So these statement will be skipped and it will be execute the exception statement. Are you clear? The next one, suppose when you take the example here, if you take the value is 10, then enter the y value, should be some a. It will be taken as the correct input. We have is the correct input here. What we will define here is the integer. Uh, Instead of the integer, when you enter the value of a string, it will be taken as the value here. Uh, Definitely no, because here, because we are initial stage, it will, what will we define, that is x equal to int of input of y, that is we have to taken, that is both or the integer value. When suppose when I have entered the a, what will be happen, it will be a naming error. The input must be in the number. Input in should be in the, that is must be in the number. Automatically when you given this value, it cannot be it will be go for that, right? Then it will be taken this value as while adding, automatically the first statement will be goes the exception as a naming a name error. Are you clear now? So this will be happen when you take the more than one exception statements. It automatically taking the value of because we should enter only both or the integer value instead of the integer value. When you taking the string value, automatically it calls the exception naming error. The exception, that is except is the keyword here, the name error is the first error, that automatically calls the first error, then it will be displayed. Other statement, that is these statements will be here. The what are the statements over there, the those statements, or here these statement, when you enter the a, automatically these statements will be first statement trying to execute. If not, automatically it will be goes to the exception, that is naming error, then it will be print, then other statement will be skipped there. That's all. Are you clear? You taking the more than one multiple statement, automatically it will be skipped that statement, and according to the error it will be taking their in error. According to the error, it will be taking their input and it will be displays the error. So here, and the next one is try catch else. Try catch else. What does mean by try catch else? First thing, the next handling type is try except else. First thing, we have to include the try statement. Then another thing is we have to add the except, and finally we go for the else part. So here, if the exception is not there, then we automatically execute the else part of the statement here. So the next one is, um, just a minute. The next one is the try except else. Here the syntax is, sorry for the delay, just a minute. Here the try catch except, here the syntax like the same previous one, try, then statement, then except keyword, then statement, and then else, and then statement. These the things. There is the third method where how we have to handle the exception. Here the else part will be executed only if the try block does not raise the exception. Here the else part will be executed The else part will be executed only if the try block does not raise the exception. The Python will try to process all the statement inside the try block. If the value error is occurred, then the flow of control is immediately passed to the except block, and the remaining statement will be in the try block will be skipped here. Listen, always here else part will be executed only if the try block does not raise the exception, Python will try to process all the statement inside the try block. Inside, keep in mind, Python will try to process all the statement inside the try block. If suppose the value error has been occurred in the flow of control occurred, automatically the flow of control will be immediately passed to the except block, and remaining statement in try block will be skipped. That is the meaning of try except else. Are you clear? The try except else is usually here the else part will be executed only the try block does not erase the exception. Other than that, it will be not execute. So here we will go for the example. Here the input of x and y is the input, then try is the keyword here, then the result, here the exception statement, here the try, then the exception, last one is the else part. When you go for the try statement, here the try statement will be if there is any that is how to say that. The first thing what I said, the else part will be executed, does not raise any exception, right? Does not raise any exception. So here, if it will be executed automatically, it does not execute any shows any error, automatically the else part will be also here executed. Other than that, we cannot execute this part. So that is this is the example for the try except else. So we have to see the remaining topics in tomorrow's class. I mean, next class. So that's all today's class. We have seen we have discussed what the things we have discussed today. What is mean by error, what is mean by exception handling, and what is mean by exception handling. What is mean by exception, what is mean by handling, what are the types of error, that is there is the type of errors, then syntax errors, runtime errors and logical errors, then what is mean by exception, and what are the errors will be available in Python, that is IO error, import error. Third one is the value error. In the value error, we have a keyboard interrupt and a EOF error. Then other than that, we have seen the handling mechanism: try except, try multiple except, try except else, and raise exception, and try except finally. The raise exception and try except finally we will discuss in the next class. So that's all your class today. Kindly mark your attendance. Rati, have you entered your number? Muhammad Abdullah, have you entered? Muhammad Abdullah, Muhammad Abdullah, can you enter your number? Okay, anyhow, I noted. Thank you.